Hello there, YouTubers. Hello there, and welcome back. I just want to thank Doug for his latest video. I never ever considered about putting anything on my videos to label them as mine. Never even considered that anyone would think of copying my videos and reusing them. But I think it's important that I do, because if I happen to talk about something and it's dangerous, and I give a danger warning speech about something, and somebody else copies it and edit it in such a way, I think it's important that I should do something. So from now onwards, I'm going to be putting a little name tag somewhere on the video so that people can know that they're mine. Good idea, Doug. Thanks. Right. I also a big thank you to Carl, who has posted me some sites to look at for information about the valve testers that I have. Thank you very much for that, Carl. Thank you. I'll investigate that later on, and maybe be able to test more of these valves. I'll look into that later, because I have been looking into the security side of my videos. Right, another quick note. This valve 6L12, which, as you saw in the previous video, was fireworks inside, is quite rare. It's quite a rare valve. Luckily there's an equivalent, and we have an equivalent one on order. Actually, I've ordered two to put in amongst my stash. I don't want to be greedy and order loads of them, because these things are rarer than gnat's teeth. Also, I've ordered two of these type of valve, because I know I'm going to come across more radios with this kind of valve in, and they'll all probably be knackered. So I've got two of them. I might even get a third one. I'm going to be. I know I've got some other radios that's got these valves in that we haven't even tried yet. But normally I'll just order two valves. Don't want to be too greedy here. So what I thought I'll do today is I wanted to show you me testing this this meter. It's not very accurate, so I don't think I'm going to be using this. We also tried out the amp meter, which didn't really appear to do anything. Doug also asked me, is this a DC or a AC meter? Well, there is nothing on it to say what the damn thing is. Nothing. Obviously from China, I don't know. Maybe that line underneath the A, that denotes DC. Maybe this is a DC amp meter. If it is, it's no good. We want an AC one. So I have ordered another one, amp meter of this type, which is what I like, which is a 1 amp one, and it's got a squiggly line underneath, so I'm assuming that must be a AC, coming all the way from China. God knows when that'll get here. Right, I'm just going to set this up and show you what my findings are. Right, so what we have here, just to explain things, is we have the Variac voltmeter. It's not linked to the radio in any way, and we have the fluke across the back of the voltmeter, and we're going to compare the readings. It's set to 0, so we will set it to the voltage on that meter and see where it falls on the other meter. So we're turning this up to 50 volts. So according to that, should be 50 volts, but the fluke's saying it's 56 volts. I'm not happy with this at all. So we'll put it up to the next one. I'm struggling to see it because of the angle I'm at. That's 100 volts. And that's showing 109 volts. So let's put it up to 150. According to that. Right, that's 150. And the fluke is reading 157. So we've got a difference of about 7 volts. Okay, now we turn this up to the next one, which is 200 volts, and that's reading 205. I want something a bit more accurate than that. I suppose it's a guide, but are you really happy with that? Because I'm not. So now we put that up to full whack, which is 250. It's off the scale slightly, so it should be 250 volts. So we put that on 250 volts, and that's reading 254. So I don't think that's very accurate. I don't know if it's the meter, I don't know if it's the scale. So we're going to compare that against a different meter, a more elaborate one. But this one goes up to 300. So I'm going to wire that up next and we'll compare the two. Right, we have exactly the same setup, but this time we're using this meter. I happen to like this one better, even though it goes up to 300 volts. Trying to get things to stand up properly. Right, okay. So we're exactly the same setup as we had before, just a different meter. So let's turn our variac on and put it on 100 scale. And that's putting out, I'll just turn the light on, 109, and that says 100. So maybe it's a common thing, maybe it's the variac, I don't know. And we turn that up to 150, and that's reading about the same, 156. So we put it up to 200, and at 200 volts, that's spot on 200 volts. Oh, I'm liking this. And that's quite good actually, I like that. And now we put it up to 250. And it's on a nose, 250, 252. I can go with that. It's a little bit over with the needle, but it's not far off. So let's put it up to maximum. That's the maximum that the variac will go to. And that is over 250, according to that. And that is over 250. So I guess decisions have been made. This is the meter we'll be using for our volts. And this thing, where is it? Don't tell me I've lost it already. And the answer is yes, it's over here. Right, okay. So I'm going to turn everything off so we don't forget. So across the scale, comparing these 2 voltmeters, the bigger black one is more accurate at the higher voltages than the cheap and nasty one from China. And before you say anything, the other one's from China as well. Yes, I know. So there's decisions been made on what we're going to be using. So I'm going to set up another experiment now. Somehow. Right, just to explain the setup we have here. We have the Variac plugged in the same with the multimeter Fluke and the Variac across the positive and negative terminal of the voltmeter. Amp meter on the positive side on this attempt. We have one wire coming from one side of the voltmeter to the amp meter, and then we have the other wire coming out of the same side on the positive going to a bulb, which you can't see because the lid's up, and then we've got the green wire of the bulb. 2 seconds, phone's going. Hello there, that was my friend on the phone. He got out of hospital yesterday, late evening time. Isn't that good news? He's still not out of the woods yet, but it's a really good step in the correct direction. It's brilliant news. I'm over the moon. He's over the moon because he's got his own space and it's nice and quiet, and he told me he slept very well last night, which is fantastic. I'm really taken back, you know. It's brilliant. He's he's doing so well. Right, okay, let's get back to this. A recap. I can't remember what I told you guys. So we've got Variac to voltmeter, positive and negative. We've got one side, the positive side of the voltmeter, going to the amp meter, which is the 5 amp meter, which is not the one we tried yesterday or the other day. We then got a wire coming out of that, going to one side of the bulb, and then the bulb hooked up to the negative. So we've got a complete circuit. Variac is turned down to 0. We're going to turn this on and see what we get, and see what these meters are going to be doing. I'm going to turn our meter on, our voltmeter, and our Fluke on, which is booting up. So let's see what we get. So we've got our light lighting up. We're on 150 volts. It's showing 180 volts. That's quite bright. In fact, it's very bright. Nothing from the amp meter. Nothing at all. So I'm assuming we need a shunt across this. So let's turn all this off. Turn it down. So I'm going to go in my stash of high wattage resistors, and we'll add a resistor across here and see what we get. See what the biggest wattage one that I can find, probably 100 ohms or something like that. This is just a guess. I have no idea that that is the correct one or not. I just want to see if this thing works. I think it's because it needs a shunt resistor across the back of the amp meter. Okie dokie. Okay, okie dokie. We now have a 470 ohm resistor across the back of the amp meter. Now I know this is too high. I picked that value deliberately because I want to see this needle move. So we should see it move straight away. And obviously we'll stop it before it goes off the end of the scale. So let's turn our Variac on. It's turned down to 0. Turning it on. And we'll just turn it up and see what happens. So we're up to 100 volts. And we've still got nothing. We've got our light bulb over there. That's our load, the light bulb. turning it down, because we should be seeing something going straight away. Right, I think I've worked out why these are possibly not working. I think Doug asked me a question: are these DC or AC? I think these are both DC, because I've just been on Amazon and had a look at the various meters in that, and I found some that actually has description AC. So these are only good for DC, so this is probably the reason why they're not working. Well, you live and learn, don't you? I didn't know that. I had no idea at all. I didn't know there was a difference. I didn't know at all. So, lesson learnt. I've got some DC meters and no AC. Okay. Lesson learned. But I like that voltmeter, and that is the one that we are definitely going to be using. Don't like the other one. It's not accurate enough for me. At least when you get up to the higher voltages, it's bang on. That's good enough for me. Well, I've got some goodies that's turned up in the post. From the pound section, some 18 pin and 14 pin IC sockets, a bag of switches. I'm planning on using them for my bench. I've already got two. I just like the size of them, and just like those very much. I've got some cable ties, and the one thing I've been wanting to get my hands on was these terminal block connectors. Now what this is going to enable me to do is, obviously now I'm going to have to clear this bench off completely so that everything's off it, because it's too cluttered the way it is at the minute. And I'm going to wire up the isolation and everything right the way through the way it's supposed to be. And I'm going to use these terminal blocks. If I need to, I can temporarily screw them down to the bench so that things don't rattle around. It just makes things a whole lot safer. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Also, what came today is the body filler for the power supply, filling them gaps. What else? I've got some rubber grommets, two different sizes in there. What else did we get? I think that's it. Yeah. And also, I think the element for my grill has turned up. The other day I was producing a video a couple of days ago, not yesterday, and the fuse went, or the meter tripped, the fuse box tripped, and I was in the middle of doing a video, and of course had to start that all over again. And one thing led to another, and then like now I'm on holiday. This was quite a few days ago actually, and then I was on holiday, and put some sausages under the grill to grill, and I couldn't understand why they were taking so long, taking forever to do anything. Normally they'd be burnt by the time the time that went by. Anyway, I found out that one whole complete section of the cooker, of the grill, the outer ring, is just packed in, probably shorted inside. So that's a little job that needs to be doing. So we'll do that. Anyway, I think we've got enough for a video. Now, before I go, I want to be able to take the opportunity to tell you guys that I've really have thought about the security of my videos, and I'm going to start doing a bit of experimenting. I want to see what things look like. So don't worry. I'm not going to do anything that's going to be annoying. That's the last thing I want, is to people to watch my videos and and it's annoying to watch because of all the palaver that's going on. So I'm going to try something. Let me know what you think. If it's over the top, or if it's about right or okay, or just get rid of it. I've got some other ideas. So I'm going to post this. As far as the radio is concerned, we're pretty stuffed until we get at least, till we get 2 valves. But looking at the schematic, what I have noticed is that the heater voltage, the heater or filaments or whatever you call it, in all the valves are on the same circuit as these bulbs. And if you look at these bulbs, they're black. So I'm going to have to see if I can get some bulbs from somewhere. I need to check some voltages at some point. But like I say, I want to wire up my bench just to see what it looks like, and I want to see it working. You know, I've never even wired up the isolation transformers yet. I've never even tried them. One of them anyway. So we'll only be doing the 250 to 240 volt one first. That's the main one we're interested in. We worry about the American voltage one later on, because I want to be able to set it up that I can, anything that I buy from eBay that runs on American voltage, I want to be able to plug it into something and not worry about transformers to change voltages and things. I want to just plug it in, keep the American sockets and the American plugs, and use it that way. And then there'll be no chance of making any mistakes of putting 240 volts through something that shouldn't be. Right, I'll post this, and thanks for watching. Catch you all later. One more thing I want to say. I want to put a mention to John from Arkansas, Conway. Congratulations, mate. I wish you all the happiness in your retirement for you and your family, and I hope you have a nice celebration to celebrate. Now you're going to have all this time on your hands, and look forward to seeing what you do, what you do in the future. Okay, mate. All the best, and see you all around. And thank you all for watching. Goodbye. See you later.